right, and we're live. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. My name is Marquise Olanwawaju Eze. I am coming at you from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, which is in Africa. I'm excited to share with you all everything that I have for you on this Financial Freedom Friday. And I will be here every Friday just to give you quick tips on what you should do in the financial verse, what you should be investing in, things of that nature, right? So ultimately, I am someone who is primarily a day trader in the foreign exchange market. I also have a colleague of mine, Marcus Jiggets, and he is someone who is primarily the source of cryptocurrency, professional in the cryptoverse. So we are basically a tandem. We're going to make sure that we give you all information coming from each side. Also going to get more into financial literacy as far as how you read the charts. So that way, if you are someone who is an investor or a trader, you know exactly what to look into, all right? But first and foremost, the main thing that you want to make sure that you do is your mentality. Your mentality has to be right before you get into this investment game. I know when I came in, I pretty much was like, you know what? I'm a positive person. I'm very optimistic. I know that I'm able to, put something in. It'll come back tenfold, all this stuff. But it comes with a lot of gains and a lot of losses, depending on what you yourself are actually educated in. So I'm just trying to be that buffer for you, so that way you can actually gain more than what you lose. So I came up with a little starter pack, right? A little starter pack for new people who want to be in this investment business, what to look forward to, what to actually learn, what you should expect. And then from there, you can actually start your journey, all right? So I got 5 tips. If you got a pen and paper, go ahead and get you a pen and paper. If you don't, so we'll go ahead and get started. So the first and foremost, the main thing you have to do is spend time to study. Study, study, study. The main thing that you need is knowledge. If you have 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours of time daily to help you with whatever your craft is or whatever your investment is, that's definitely going to help you in the long run. There's this Chinese proverb that says a teacher will open the door for you, but you have to walk through that door alone. Meaning you have to throw your ego aside, throw everything aside that's, naysayers, neophytes that don't know nothing anyways. People who are just telling you like, oh, well, this is a scam, things of that nature. But want to open up an OnlyFans account or something. People like that, you want to make sure that they are not the ruler of your decision. When you walk through that door, especially because you want to better yourself and for the betterment of your family or whoever else that you're trying to support within your investment career, this has to be an all-in type of business. So when you come in with an open mind, come in knowing that you don't know everything, but that's okay. And once you actually get into the flow of things, I promise you it gets easier, all right? So number 2, which kind of connects with the first point. Number 2 is purifying your energy, right? So purifying your energy is also an existential way of making sure that you are protecting your space. So internally and externally, you want to make sure that you're doing this. Internally, obviously, you want to meditate, things of that nature. If you need to sage your place, a Palo Santo sage, whatever it is, whether you need to have your detox drinks and things of that nature, drinking lemongrass water, or if you want to make your quick Himalayan sea salt, squeeze of lemon, cream of tartar, mix that up, drink that in the morning. Whatever you got to do, whatever your ritual is, make sure that you stick with that and keep consistent with purifying the energy around you, because money in general is essentially energy. So that being said, once you've purified your energy and you are making sure that the people around you as well is a positive influence on yourself and your energy, then you're able to come in with a complete and pure focus when you get into this market, because this market can take a hold of you, especially because when you start to see these commas and dollar signs and everything else flowing, it's easy to get caught up in that. So you want to make sure that when you are stepping into this space, it's with the intention of being a pure being. That way you're able to be that much more of an asset for everyone within your community, all right? Because that's the main thing that I do it for. Number 3 is focus on the thing that you want to manage first. So don't come in with like 4, 5, 6 hustles and things like that. You want to make sure that when you are putting in this much time, this amount of time to learn a craft, you have to give it that much respect. So for instance, if you want to be in the NFT space, if you want to be in the crypto space, if you want to be in the Forex space, if you want to be in real estate, if you want to, like, all of these different things is fine. But make sure that you have somewhere where you're able to make a profit consistently, because that's all it is about consistency. Once you have a place where you are making consistent income, then you can venture off into other things and other assets, because it's only going to hurt you if you are in a space where you have 4, 5, 6, 7 streams of income, but you're only making $4, $5, $6 a month and wondering why nothing is coming back to you. You have to give it its proper space to grow, okay? So focus on one thing until you master that, then you can manage everything else. Number 4 is don't gamble. Do not come in with a gambler's mentality. Again, it's easy to get caught up, and there is no get rich quick type thing. So when you hear people saying get rich quick, or I made X amount of dollars in 2 weeks, that's good for them if it's true or false, whatever. But ultimately, for someone who wants to be competent, someone who wants to be able to make this consistent income, who actually wants to live the life that they want, who wants to teach financial literacy to people, who wants to know what it feels like to have financial freedom for themselves and their family, that's not the way that we operate. We want to make sure that we come in smart. And I don't ever want to play a game where I feel like I'm constantly being robbed of something. So you want to have that same mentality of coming in with all the resources, coming in with all the research that you've done personally, and then you can go ahead and get started into whatever your mode of investment is. The last point that I want to do, number 5, is look into private banking, or look into a place to secure your assets, right? This one, you definitely need to be mindful of this, because we're getting into a space where everything can be tapped into or hacked or broken into, and not for you to live in a stage of paranoia, just for you to be aware that these things are occurring, especially because they're printing money every day. And next thing you know, it's going to be another company and another company that's going to try to find a way to access more and more of your identification, or more and more of whatever reports that they could come out about you, so that way they can use that for their algorithms. I'm not even going to go ahead and get into that whole space. That's going to be for another video, but ultimately you want to be able to look into putting your stuff into a trust and making a trust fund or a trust bank. For those who don't know what a trust bank is, it's basically a bank that helps you manage your assets. And you have somebody personally there, kind of like an assistant, that will help you and give you financial advice. And the assets that you can put into this trust is like stocks, bonds, assets that you have with your partner, real estate assets, life insurance. So you definitely want to make sure that you look into that. If you are operating in the crypto space, I would definitely suggest that you get a cold wallet or a ledger. I have one right here. This is a Ledger Nano S. So definitely look into this. I believe it's about $35. You get it on Amazon probably for about $30. So this is something that is definitely essential if you're someone who is heavily active into the crypto market, because right now crypto is at a $1.3 trillion within the crypto market. So ultimately right now, it's definitely going to transition into everything being within a crypto coin or a crypto space. So you don't want to be someone where you pop open your account wherever you get it from, Coinbase or anyone like that, and somebody has taken a few thousand out of your account, or from an unknown hacker with a blank email, right? So just make sure that you take this time to invest in your own security and it's only $30, right? So you might as well just do that. So yeah, I want to bring your attention really quick before I wrap up this video. I want to bring your attention to my screen here. And so what you see on my screen is the US debt clock. And the reason why I bring this up is because I want people to really understand money really quick, because money within itself, again, what I was talking about with money is energy, and money is currency, and current is ever forever flowing, things of that nature. This is in real time right now as far as what this the US national debt is and our total revenue, things of that nature. And I'm saying us just for the sake of people who are watching this. I'm basically here in Africa, so I don't have to pay attention too much about this. But just for your own information, the US debt clock, majority of our money actually comes from debt. It actually comes from putting other people in debt, especially citizens of the US. That's pretty much what they do to make sure that they can have money consistently flowing in a circle. I call it the devil's ring, because majority of the city and municipal allocated money that they make is pretty much from taxes and fees and law infringements, like you got a traffic ticket or a parking ticket or medical bills, or $500,000 just for you to go to a university. This is how they make their money. So that way they pretty much put it on you to pay X amount of dollars back. And as you can see, right now the US national debt is about $30 trillion. So for all those people who are paying off this debt, who probably is all wrongful debt in the first place, it seems like it's not bringing that dollar sign down. I don't know who they owe, but this is a hefty number. So this is something that you definitely have to be mindful of when you are looking into, oh, I have debt, or I can't invest in myself because I got to pay off my medical bills and things like that. No, focus on you first. Because they're going to do what they need to do to make this money. If you can see here, they have it everywhere as far as like how much they're making off of interest rates, how much they're making off of, especially right now, this war that there's going on, this quote unquote war with Ukraine and Russia. What they're doing when it comes down to, life insurance or student loans and credit card debt, which is right now this credit card debt, so many numbers, I can't even think of how to pronounce this in English. Like, this is crazy. So when it comes down to how we break down the system of currency, we have to understand where is it coming from? What is the history of currency? And just for people who don't know, I've actually made a class on spirituality and currency last year, and just breaking down how we get all of these terms and traditions that comes into money, because they want to try so hard to put spirituality and money into everything, just like what on the back of the dollar says, "In God we trust," in God and trust. And that's something that they always want to put within that. We also call it the almighty dollar. There's also things like Kaishin, which is a Chinese deity. That's where we get the word cash from, or Nord, which is the Norse god of wind and water, which is something that we associate the word current from. And currency is also the god of wealth. You have Pluto, who is the god of abundance and finance, but you flip that on its head, it becomes Plutus, and Plutus is the god of the underworld. So no matter which way you flip it, currency and pretty much essentially things that are demonic in nature always was a tandem of a sort. So you have to definitely be mindful of where you're placing your energy. And to be honest, there's a way that you can live life and you don't have to worry about, taking money out of somebody else's pocket. So that's enough about that. But last thing is, I also want to show you how that is represented within the charts. So I'm going to be going more into chart readings and things like that at other times. But just for you to be mindful about this right now, how the charts are fluctuating. Obviously, if you're looking at this around this time, it's the 25th of March. We're still going through this Ukrainian-Russian fiasco, so it's a lot of volatility in the market because of that. You can also pretty much see it within y'all gas prices right now. But essentially, when there is things like that within the market, they like to call it fundamental analysis. You're able to see this in the charts. You're able to see spikes in the charts and things of that nature. If you look at other commodities like gold, we're looking at gold right now, and right now it's spiking up. It usually spikes up when you have a large drop within specific currencies. Right now, there's a drop in currencies like the euro, the British pound, the Japanese yen. So when you have people investing in these currencies and they're dropping, they like to go into a commodity like an oil or a gold or some type of metal, and which spikes up the price. So for you knowing that information, you can easily tap into that and put in a trade for a commodity like gold, and that way you're able to get into this profit line here. So again, I'll break that down at another date, but I just want you to kind of know how money works, and there's levels to this, and you're always going to be a student of this game, but just remember that you're capable of doing this for yourself. And that's one thing that they try to keep us from remembering, is remembering that we were self-sufficient beings before they placed all of these different traditions and ways that to make money and all this Western culture that influenced us. We're able to live off of agriculture, off of trading, and off of bartering, things of that nature. So just keep that in mind. But that's all I needed to show you here on this computer. And that is it for this Financial Friday. I went well over 10 minutes, but it's definitely valuable information here. And I'll be here next week again, making sure that you do get this raw knowledge and information. Until then, peace and light to everyone out there. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.